Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 13th of August 2019, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's afternoon session where we're going to have a quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. Oh, and by the way, if for those who are joining in right now, can I just get I hope you can hear me, and I hope you can see the video as well. So and because it seems that we might be having a few issues here with the streaming, so like I said, I hope you are seeing this video and I hope you are listening to me. You can hear me clearly, so if that's it, then yep, we can continue with our video. But like I said, for now, before we jump into the charts, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, before we jump into the charts, a quick reminder of our JFD YouTube channel here, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos. Of course, our JFD research page here on our website, on our jfdbank.com, where you can go in and have a look at different analysis that we do on a daily basis, and I believe you can find something useful here. But for now, let's jump into the charts. Now, the first one I want to touch on here is the Dow Jones. Now, looking at the cash index of the Dow Jones, we can see that it's currently trading near the 25,840 zone. So of course, this is just slightly below of where the index closed yesterday, and of course, this is what I'm talking about. So for now, in a way, what we're going to do here is we're going to keep an eye on this one. In a way, this increases the chances for a further slide lower. And of course, for now, the main thing to watch here could be around here, around this level right here near the 25,717 zone. It's just an obstacle that we're keeping a close eye on, because previously that acted as a good area of support. As you can see here by the 4-hour chart, you can see that neither of the 4-hour candles managed to close below this level, and or in a way, this 25,715 zone, approximately around there. This is also near the high of the 28th of May 2019, of course. So in a way, if we see this one sliding further down, keep your eyes on this level right here. If we get a nice break, in a way, this increases the chances for a further slide. We will aim for the area around the 25,523 zone initially. This is the low of 5th of August. Also, we do have the low of the 7th of August, which is around here, not far from that level as well, near the 25,440. But to be honest, if this continues to slide, I mean, if we see it drop below this, then yep, we will aim for further declines. But again, like I said, for now, guys, for now, be very careful, because like I said, of course, there is some bearishness still in the markets. Looking at this 4-hour chart, you can see that the index tried to push above its 200 EMA, but kind of failed to stay above it. We saw the index opening here with a gap to the downside below the, opening below the 200 EMA on the 4-hour chart. And in a way, like I said, looking at the cash index right now, it is trading slightly below the yesterday's close. So for now, of course, this kind of keeps us on our toes. I mean, keeps the bears on their toes, because in a way, this could continue sliding further down. Again, looking at this picture, it's more bearish than bullish in a way, for us to, let's say, change our mind, at least for the short run, ideally we would like to see a push back above the 26,450 zone, 65 zones here, this one right here, in a way, and only then we will kind of target slightly higher levels here. But again, you can see that the index is kind of currently far from there. In a way, it has more chances to drift a little bit lower here towards the 25,715 zone that I've talked about, roughly around there. And then we'll take it from there, because like I said, if it breaks this, then we could see a further decline. And to be honest, given the current risk-off environment and the increase on all the safe haven buying, I mean, the market is kind of slightly on the bearish side. And to be honest, I mean, we could see this one sliding further down. Again, long story short, guys, basically keep your eyes on some of these levels. So in terms of the downside, keep your eyes on the 25,715 zone, and on the upside, well, again, I do understand it's a bit of a big move here, but still it's better to be safe than sorry. So that's why keep your eyes on the 26,465 zone. If we get a nice pop above this, then yep, we will aim for a slightly higher levels, maybe even going back towards the 27,000 level. DXY, another index that I wanted to quickly touch on. So the dollar index here, and you can see that it is stuck here within this little kind of range. So initially, when I looked at this one previously, I had this line drawn at a bit of a tentative upside support line that kind of got violated and it got broken several times, a few times, back and forth. So that's why this line becomes no longer kind of relative, and that's why for now we're going to focus mainly on this little range, because as you can see, looking at this 4-hour chart, you can see that DXY not only kind of bounces in between here, between these two levels, roughly between the 97.20 zone and the 97.75, 76, but also it kind of is balancing, moving around its 200 EMA here on the 4-hour chart. So in a way, that's why this kind of keeps us more neutral for now. We're going to wait for a clear break through one of the highlighted areas before examining a further directional move. Like I said, for now it's a bit of a tricky one here, but like I said, keep your eyes on some of these levels. Ignore, by the way, this candle, because some platforms do not have this this kind of spike here to the downside. So that's why we're focusing here mainly on this 97.20 zone. If we get a drop below this, then the next target for us is around the 96.67, which is the low of the 18th of July. And then of course, if in terms of the upside here, if we get a push above the 97.76, 75, then we will target slightly higher levels. We're not going to drag this one too much to the upside. We're just going to be very careful, because still the dollar could be vulnerable, and due to the trade tensions, of course, and we'll see how that's going to perform. But we'll keep it short and simple, and like I said, keep an eye on these levels. Silver, jumping into silver very quickly. So had a nice push here to the upside today. I talked about this one previously. I looked at some of these key important resistance levels. So as you can see, the commodity managed to reach the area near the 17.50, from which it reversed, and now it's kind of traveling back down. But the more important thing is that the precious metal managed to break this level here, the 17.24, 25 zone, and like I said, it traveled back down again. It tested this area and it is kind of currently testing it. If we see a further decline here, and if we see a drop below this 17.25 area, then, well, I mean, this in a way could increase the chances for maybe seeing a slight correction here back down, because why I'm saying a correction, because we're still overall trading above this short-term tentative upside support line taken from the low of the 12th of July. And we could see this one drifting maybe back down all the way here to test this upside line. Again, this is initially, like I said, we will consider slightly lower levels. If we see a close, ideally maybe a close of a daily candle, that would be perfect, below the 17.25. If we see that, then we will consider slightly lower areas. Initially, we will aim for the 16.81 zone, which previously acted as a good area of support, or even actually even a little bit bit lower than here, and then that 16.79, so approximately there. We'll consider that level first. But if I mean, looking at this picture, you can see that this upside line is not far from there, so might as well kind of travel lower and test this upside line. So that's why, guys, for now, keep your eyes on the 17.25 area, 24-25 area. If we see a nice good daily close below this, then in a way it increases the chances for silver to drift a little bit lower. But if it stays here, then of course we will continue monitoring the upside. But here in this scenario now, given that we are seeing this sharp slide lower, what we're going to do here is, in order to get comfortable with higher levels, we'll wait this one out and wait until we see a push above the 17.50. This way, if we get a nice push above the 17.50, the commodity would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and we could then aim for slightly higher levels. Again, like I said, don't try to kind of over speculate on this one too much. If, like I said, if we see a nice good push above this, then yep, it opens the path towards slightly higher levels if we see the push above the 17.50. But if it drops below the 17.25, then in a way we will consider slightly lower areas initially, and then we'll see how it's getting along. It might as well, like I said, maybe we'll actually go for a deeper correction here to the downside, so keep your eyes on this one. GBPNZD, very quickly on this one, and it had a nice spike recently just before the video. It moved higher, it managed to reach the area near the 1.8830. It's also trading now slightly above this tentative downside resistance line. Now it's a bit of a tentative one, and to be honest, I mean, it got violated here, so in a way we can actually ignore this probably and focus more on another line. And let me just quickly put this one on the chart. And this is what I'm talking about here, guys. So this upside line here, also a bit of a tentative one. We did get a nice overshoot here, a false breakout here, and then you can see that this kind of continued to push further up. So in a way, if we draw it this way, if we connect these two lines, you could also, of course, keep it just in case. You can keep it here as well. I mean, in case this, let's say, breaks this other tentative upside line. So in a way, again, like I said, don't kind of focus too much on these lines. Just keep them on your chart. Let's see which one of these could hold, because like I said, for now you can see that the pair is trying to make its way higher. It did have a nice spike here. It pushed through the 200 EMA here, and in a way this increases the chances for a further continuation to the upside. So this move above the 200 EMA here on the 4-hour chart, yep, we could see this one maybe traveling later on towards the 1.8873 zone, which has been seen as a nice good area of resistance here on the 8th and on the 8th of August. And if that fails to withhold, then yep, a push all the way towards the highs of last week near the 1.9065 level could be possible. So in a way, like I said, after it reached this high, the 1.9065 level, the pair retraced quite a decent amount here and found good support near the 1.8575, and then reversed, and now it's trying to make its way back up again. So for now, basically, long story short, guys, again, we are aiming for slightly higher levels. Initially we will target the 1.8873. We'll see how it performs around here. If it breaks it, then we will target the 1.90 zone, the psychological 1.90, or even a little bit higher than that. So keep your eyes on this one. If in case this suddenly reverses and drops below below all of these upside lines, now this is where it could become a little interesting for the bears, because in a way, for us here, in order to consider further declines, I mean, to be honest, ideally we would like to see it drop below the 1.8575, this key support zone from which it reversed and pushed higher, because this way we could then aim for levels which were seen in the first days of August, like around the 1.8415, or even going all the way here down towards the lowest point of July near the 1.8275. But again, like I said, we're not gonna let's not over speculate here too much. For now, let's keep an eye on some of these key potential levels. So like I said, on the downside, for us to get comfortable, we need to see a drop below the 1.8575. In terms of the upside, for now, we are somewhat more bullish than bearish on this one, but we'll be very careful. Like I said, it might travel a little bit higher and test the 1.8873. If it does that, then we'll take it from there, see what he wants to do after. But like I said, for now, it is looking quite interesting. Jumping into another pair very quickly here until I run out of time, and that's US dollar against the ruble. So you probably don't look at this one very often, but it's quite interesting as to see how the all the emerging market currencies are currently devaluating against the US dollar. And looking at this picture, and this is I was really hoping that it's not gonna make this push higher before I start talking about this pair in my video, but as you can see, it already is making this move. So basically, what I was trying to say that we had a nice flag formation here, and you can see that this nice pole here and a nice good flag, this slight ranging activity, and now you can see that the pair is breaking above its key area of resistance. And let me just quickly put that one on the chart, and that's roughly around the 1.6569 zone. So you can see we're getting that nice good pop. In a way, we are going to be targeting initially, we will be targeting this little area of resistance near the 66.26 zone. This was the high of the should I say the highest point of last week. But overall, if we look at the daily chart on this one, in a way, it's now kind of changing. It seems that it's changing this short-term trend. After it kind of consolidated here, it pushed higher. It seems that it wants to continue traveling higher. Let's see if it actually can do that. But for now, we are more positive than negative on this one. We are going to be aiming for higher levels. Initially, as I said, we will aim for the 66.26 zone, but if we get a nice break above this, the next potential target for us is going to be around the 67.1011 zone, approximately around there, guys. So good potential area of resistance. Previously acted also as a good area of resistance. It held the rate down here on the 14th of February, also around the 13th of May. So why not right now again? But again, like I said, for now, we are going to be going on this one step by step. First, we will aim for the 62.26 level. And the last pair I wanted to quickly touch on, and that's USDCAD. And I talked about this one in my recent videos. And basically, you can see that today's candle, you can see that it's pushing nicely to the upside. We did get good CPI figures from the United States. So this is kind of helping as well, all the dollar pairs. And you can see that this is now kind of USDCAD is pushing nicely to the upside. I talked about this one recently, and what I was saying is that if we get a nice push above the 1.3267 zone, in a way this could open the path towards slightly higher levels. Initially, we will target the area around the 1.3330, or even actually maybe we'll aim for the highest point of last week near the 1.3345. Now this could be a nice potential area. This is where the pair could stall initially, and then we'll take it from there. See what he wants to do. If he wants to travel higher, that's great. A nice good break above this 1.3345 would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and we could then aim for levels like the 1.3387 or even above that. But if it stalls here, and if we see the pair struggling to push above the 1.3345, in a way this could create somewhat of a double top. But then again, for us to get a nice confirmation of such a pattern, such a formation, we would probably need to wait until we would see a slide back down below the 1.32 zone, approximately around here, because in a way, if this would be a double top formation later on, then the neckline would be around here and around the 1.32 zone, and a break below this would confirm that pattern. But again, for now, it's just pure speculation. For now, we are aiming higher. We are going to be targeting the area around the 1.3330 initially, and then we'll take it from there, see what he wants to do. If he wants to travel all the way towards the 1.3345, that's great. But like I said, we will take it from there after that. For now, keep your eyes on the price action here, and let's see how this is going to end up the day. Okay guys, I hope you found it useful. I hope you could hear me and listen and see the video as well clearly. So I hope there were no technical issues. But if you want to join me tomorrow morning, as always, in my Traders Espresso, I hope there won't be any issues then as well. So as always, that's 6 o'clock GMT. For now guys, I hope you have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.